Her girls' night out record is 0-1. Fighting out of Ocala, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, Santana, Garrett! And her opponent with a girls' night out record of 2-4. Fighting out of Seattle, Washington, Kimber!
Ladies and gentlemen, Victor Leonti back. Aaron Bauer to my right.
Yeah, that's right.
Girls on out 10 here inside Turner's Hall, Cleveland, Ohio. We're going to open up with Kimberly and Santana Garrett. Garrett 0-1 in GNO action. Kimberly, a very impressive, something to say, 2-4. As Garrett showing that athleticism early on that you saw in Girls Night Out 9 when she made her debut here in AIW, as both switching nip-ups as they both working on the arm. Now quick go behind by Kimberly.
Well, Kimberly's been so impressive. We saw her get that big victory. Girls Night Out 9, and now she's going into Girls Night Out 10 with all that momentum. I mean, you know, I've said it enough already, but JT Lightning Invitational Tournament, Kimber Lee beat Lewis Linden, the now Intense Division champion. She beat Bobby Beverly of Hashtag Nixon, a former Intense Division champion. Here she is now. You know, she got a big victory. She took Johnny Gargano to the limit, former AIW Absolute champion.
And that's a list of names of who's who here in AIW. And Kimberly, obviously, as the names you just listed, not afraid to mix it up with the men. So I give her the slight advantage here. Santana Garrett, again, a fresh face here in AIW. 0-1, lost to Girls in Out 9, but she's back here at Absolute Intense Wrestling. And you can find out all the information. If you missed something, you can order the DVDs. You can find out more information about shows at AI Wrestling on Twitter or at AIW or AIWrestling.com. As Santana Garrett looking to get the upper hand here, goes up and under, and Kimberly goes flying to the other side. Garrett getting the crowd here in Turner's Hall behind her. A little handstand. You can't even do that, Bauer.
No. I've never been able to do that. It's something I tried to master, but was unsuccessful.
I think some of the crowd here are a little confused as who they're rooting for, as you have two of the top faces in the company, and a nice drop kick by Kimberly sending Garrett to the mat. And she'll go for the first cover of Girls in Out 10, and she only gets a 2 count here. And some frustration building early on for Kimberly, and she can't get frustrated. And there you go, get right back on top of Garrett and goes right for a submission hold, really pulling back on the arms. And with the way Garrett is right now, with the arms kind of bent back, you know, you could see a torn labrum. You could see a possible shoulder strain, which when she goes to lift the opponent later on in the match could hurt her. She does a nice little modified pin, only gets a 2 count. Now Kimberly trying to get right back on it. Garrett trying her best to try to wiggle free. Jake Clemens is your referee.
Jake Clemens is an idiot.
Okay, I'm sure if the crowd would have heard that, they would have cheered for you and booed for me. As now the two ladies in the center of the ring switching vicious chops. Now the chops have turned just a fist to the face.
Fists and forearms of fury. Wow. It's getting vicious here, Vic.
Really looking up into the lights of Turner's Hall. And finally Garrett with a cover. Hooks that leg and only gets a 2 count.
You know, and it says something right there about how hard those forearm shots were from Kimberly, as Santana could not cover immediately, as she was still a little woozy.
Oh, we're looking for a possible submission here, trying to wrap around, and she does, and hooks those hands. And again, applying pressure to the shoulder, to the joints, up on the upper body of the Florida native, Santana Garrett. Now Kimberly trying to get the crowd behind.
Kimberly, a native of Seattle, Washington.
And she's trying to fly like the Seahawks, and she caught a left shin underneath the jaw, rattling her for the moment. Garrett a handstand again, bottom rope, and try and flip Lee back center of the ring. Successfully does.
You know, in that kick that Santana, wait a second.
Only a 2 count.
That kick that Santana had, it's not going to finish anybody off when you're on the top rope like that, but it sets you up.
And it dazes your opponent.
It's a momentum changer. It's a game changer like that right there.
That was a game changer. Kimberly not going for the cover right away. Finally, presence of mind. Hooks the leg, gets a 2 count. Take a look at Girls in Out 10. This is a stacked card. Here's your opening match tonight. The main event capping it all off for the AIW Women's Championship. Allison Kay, the longest reigning champion in AIW, is a nice move by Garrett. Might have stunned Lee. Does not. get the 3 count, will defend her title, that being Alice Kay against Veda Scott later on tonight as another modified pin. Another only 2 count, but Kimberly, nice job of rolling through, holding on to Garrett's waist, putting her up, looking for the pile driver, center of the ring.
We haven't seen that in Girls Night Out. Whoa!
And that's going to do it. A surprise ending. As Kimberly moves to 3 and 4, continuing to etch her name as a big player here in AIW in the women's division. We talked about
in the
earlier,
men's.
Gargano defeating the likes of Bobby Beverly, of Lewis Linden, an intense champion and a former intense champion, and a huge, almost spike pile driver right on the top, the crown of the head of Garrett. And we talked about that big move earlier, that modified Hurricane Rana off the top of the handstand. Right. All you got to do is stun your opponent for a second. And that's what happened, I believe, with Garrett, as Kimberly gets a surprising opening victory. Girls Night Out 10 here inside Turner's Hall in Cleveland, Ohio.